And we're got it. So you're recording. How do I record it now?
On the
Right
bottom,
here.
yeah, record on
Got
this
it.
computer. Got it? Okay,
Perfect.
cool.
Okay, amazing.
All right,
Thank
let's
you.
jump in. Yeah, so this is the tracker. So I always go to yearly summary. And the first thing I'm looking at is, are we getting money? Are we getting the money in the door? And you can see, this is not, I have to hit something real quick. There we go. You can see that 421 in the bank, but we've produced 502. Where's my $80,000, $82,000, $81,000, right? There's a gap there of 81,000.
Yeah.
Down here, it'll show you you're collecting at a rate of 84%. So where's the other 16%? Well, it's probably over here. And you can see we've gotten better with resigning from insurance, how many insurance write-offs we're doing every month. But we're averaging 5,000 in write-offs there. I'm just making up a number here to give us an average, and I'll just do an average like this, 5,500. So this is what they're writing off every month. Now, here's my $82,000. And now we're at 503, 502. So what I would tell the doctors, you probably can't collect much more than that, right? Probably can't collect much more than that.
Can't.
Now, can they? Yeah, we can get out of insurance. We can.
Oh, okay.
But no, I'm saying based on what you're doing right now, you're at what you're at. This is where you're at. So they're like, we want to be $1 million practice. Okay, well, we know you got to average 83,000 a month over here. We're at 68, and then we got to average 83,000 over here, and you're at 60,000. So get rid of insurances and boost it up. But we also got to start producing more. And how do we do that? So that's this section, the practice section: production, collections, and adjustments all matching, and comparing that to the collection percentage, production percentage. Sorry. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So right now, basically they're writing off 16%. So their net, so anytime they look at their gross production, you can just take 16% off of that, and that's their net production. All right, hygiene. Well, our hygiene numbers we want, and again, Nicole was there, Nicole left, and then finally we got Jamie doing the tracker, okay, which has been a work in progress to get her up to snuff.
So you select everything, and then when you select, the average comes up on the bottom?
Yep, right there.
Automatically?
Yep, and normally I just highlight the whole column, but those zeros are in the way. Because we weren't tracking that month, so she just went back in and plugged those numbers in for me here. She didn't actually fill the tracker out daily for that. So, and what I would recommend you do is watch my training video on how to fill this out. Watch that a couple times, because your teams are going to ask you questions on how to do it, and what you don't want to say is, well, we need to get Eric on the phone to do that. You want to be able to explain it to them. Yeah, just creates credibility for you. So right here, I know that I net production, I need to get to 175 a patient. Okay. Well, I actually need 16% more of that because of what we're writing off. So I need to get to 175 times 1.16. I need to get to this number to 203.
And the 175 is the average?
Yeah, it's just an industry standard that we're creating based upon what hygienists are getting paid. So you can
175 hygiene production per hour?
Per patient and per hour.
Per patient or per hour? If they're seeing a patient an hour?
Yep, both the same.
But what if they're seeing 2 patients an hour?
Well, then their hourly is just going to be way high. They're going to have a very, very high production per hour, but they'll probably have a higher write-off rate because they're an insurance-based practice running people through, would be my guess.
So when you're telling me it's 175 per hygiene hour / patient.
Yes.
So if 2 patients are seeing, is 175 times 2?
Yeah. If they're seeing 2 patients an hour and they're still able to produce 175, show me that tracker. I want to see it, and I'll tell you what they're giving up to get that. Maybe it's quality. Maybe it's relationship. Maybe it's affecting high case acceptance on the doctor side because the people are going through too fast. Maybe they're writing off a lot on the adjustment side, right?
Okay.
These numbers are not right, 240 and 180, because of all these zeros in here. I'd have to go in and put averages, right? So I'll fix those numbers at the bottom. So we're averaging 150. So I just go in here and I can just override this and put 150, and that hourly production starts to drop. It went from 180 down to 122. And I can do the same thing for production per patient. I can just go like this, and I'll highlight.
Is there a reason why you didn't select the 149?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's accurate. So I'm gonna make it 164, the average. Because I don't know if it doesn't look, I don't think they actually only saw 39 patients and produced 23,000. So I'm not sure where that came from. Yeah, it didn't make sense. So now what should happen is I can highlight that and go, okay, 164 is this number.
Shouldn't it change automatically?
No, because what it does is in this tracker, it's not averaging that column. It's actually taking number of patients divided by production. So I could fix it. I can go like this and fix that. I can say, all right, our average is 125. Go in here and just make these 125. And now we'll get a healthier number all by itself. We do it that way. Okay. So now we're at 155 a patient and 122 an hour. And remember, we want to get 175 collected. Well, I need 16% more of that produced. So 175 times 1.16. My target for this practice is now 203. 203 per patient and 203 per hour. If they want to see 2 patients an hour or 40-minute appointments, whatever, to get to 203 per hour, that's all that's going to matter, because you're going to pay your hygienist based upon per hour production, not per patient. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So how do we do that? Well, we decrease open time. We work on preventing cancellations, action plan item. Let's have a meeting on preventing cancellations. Okay. Perio. Let's have a meeting on how to improve your perio. Actually, their perio is not bad. You know, if you look at this, they're at 34% perio. Our goal is 30 to 35%. So I'm not mad at that at all.
Do you have all of those percentages somewhere for training?
Yeah, right here.
Okay. So
Go to well, if you go to Healthy Practice Guidelines, the first tab, 500 an hour per patient on doctor, and then on hygiene down here, 175 per hour per patient.
Okay, that's how we're gonna go by. Okay.
And then let's see if perio's in here. I don't see perio in here. 40% of continuing care patients. So this says 40. I'm 30 to 35. I guess I'm getting lenient in my old age, but yeah, all your targets are right here.
Got it.
Yep. You can always come back to Healthy Practice Guidelines, and they could fill that out if they want after a while, but a lot of them don't know that number until they fill out the tracker for a while.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing too. You know, our goal is to maintain connection with these doctors. So you might do a growth package, doctor KPI and team training, 2 calls a month with clients. But at some point, the team's going to go, we got this. And they're going to drop off that team training, and you're going to continue to just do KPI coaching with this doctor, because they want to see these numbers every month. And as soon as you see something change, we initiate growth package again.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. So the main reason for this and only reason for this is just to translate the numbers for them.
We're translating them, showing exactly
cavities.
Yep. So I'm talking to you just like you were X-rays. Exactly. I'm talking to you just like you were my clients. I would say, you know, Dr. Larissa, this is your insurance thing going on. Let's talk about insurance free. So they're in the middle of an insurance free project with me. Now, keep in mind, I don't meet with the team. I only meet with the doctors. So
and then how are things gonna get better?
I don't know. That's up to the doctors to do, right? Some doctors just want to know the numbers.
Probably offered, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Heather does the job.
Absolutely. Got it. Yeah, and now that I have more coaches, I'll probably be more direct with offering it. But honestly, in the past, I've been like a hygienist who's completely booked, who sees the perio and says, "I got nowhere to put you anyway. Why would I sell you perio? I got nowhere to put growth package right now, but now I do. I can say, hey, why don't you work with Larissa on your team? And what I would send you my notes on tracker, and you would go work with the team, or vice versa. Or you would just take them on as a complete client again, right? If you wanted to, if it made sense to do that. So that's, I think, another good thing about being a team is if we're all speaking the same language, right? All those videos, the CAOT, the COAT videos, if you got that down and you got the great call process down, you already know you got scheduling down, or I know you got financial arrangements, or I know you got cancellation stuff down, then all of this stuff translates into as action items for the team to work with you on. Now, what I do with these guys, I'm dealing with, on their meeting, I'm dealing with, my hygienist wants a raise. How do I do that? And I go show them the numbers. I go, there's no raise in these numbers. Or we're working on insurance-free numbers. And I'm reminding them, say, all right, so make sure the hygienists are using reason for return and reservation on an appointment and setting the great expectation and all those things. to prevent cancellations. And they can go to the team and work with them on it, or they can just listen to me and have no intention and not do it, right? That intention formula. So I can give them mechanisms all day long, but if they're not intent on doing it, it's going to fall flat. But guess what they're going to do? They're going to keep coming back every month and hear me say the same things. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that until they break. When they break, we'll be there to help them with their team. Okay. Now let's do the same thing with doctor side. So, oh, by the way, how do you increase production per patient, production per hour? Well, you get out of insurance. You make sure they're doing 6 x-rays, not 4 bite wings. You make sure they're doing fluoride usage reasons. You make sure the perio's healthy to help this. Yes. And you make sure that, how are we scheduling it? Why do we have, there should be 250 open hours. There's 109. Well, there probably would be by the time about that. So it's probably matching up. It really literally has to do with, are we doing 6 x-rays? Are we raising our fees? Insurance is dictating a lot of this. In fact, if they didn't have so much insurance involvement, it wouldn't be that bad. It wouldn't be such a big jump we got to do. So it's kind of like we're working on 2 things, insurance and improving production. So you'll create action items out of that number and this number right here. All right, doctor wise, let's fill out some averages here and just get them up to speed. 147. Okay, and then patients, 100. Okay. All right, let's make sure that looks right. Okay, so 500 per hour, 500 per patient, but it's got to be 16% more than that. So I need them at 580.
Production per hour.
For them, because of their 16%. Now it was greater because they had a lot more insurance involvement, like with everything we've been working on the last year. So it's going down. The 16% is going down. And I think Jamie's doing a better job at collecting, I think, as you heard. So, all I'm working on here is going to be case acceptance. There's going to be, how do we talk to patients to buy into their condition? If I was working with a team, I would work on, no approval addiction, right? Having a 10 on your forehead, because you got to be confident in talking to the patient. I would work on DISC with patients to make sure our communication is correct with the patients. I would work on emotional SWOT, finding the why, making sure we understood why is this patient here? Because that's the great connector to large case acceptance. Somebody who has drive and why, they have an emotional reason for doing it. I'd work on over here psychology, 95-5 rule, case presentation formula. Those are the things I'd work on based on these numbers. Over here, I'd work on more, fees and stopping cancellation prevention. And trust me, they got their open time issues on the doctor side. Look at that. So their production per hour is always going to be way below because they can't keep the schedule filled, which is crazy. So the last thing would be marketing. How are we doing with new patients? Are we getting enough new patients in the door? No, we're not. So then I got to go into, well, who are you paying to do your SEO? And are we asking for referrals? And you just hear a bunch of, no, not really. They want to hear that question every single month. I'm going to keep asking.
Until they actually do something about it.
They got to do something about it. So who are you paying? This is what I would do if you were my client. I'd say, all right, so who are you paying for your SEO? And let's just say these were like something like this, let's just make something up here. Okay. And I want to average at least 4 a month Google, and I want to average at least 8 a month in reviews. So it looks like we're like at like something like this on average. Okay. Here's what I do. This is if it was really good. So I don't know, it could have been like that. So I say, all right, we're averaging 1 a month from Google. Who are you using and how much are you paying them per month? Okay. So you're paying them. And what do you typically hear, Larissa, when you ask that question? Do you know?
What, number of patients?
No. What are they paying per month to their SEO hosting company?
My offices are smaller, newer, trying to save money. I don't have anyone investing right now, believe it or not.
Okay, so about 800 a month. Okay, that's about what we're seeing for SEO. Could be more, could be 1,500, could be 2,500, depends. we recommend 2 different companies.
That's that plus the amount they pay for the service for the management.
That includes everything. That includes everything. Everything they're paying. Yeah. So let's say it's 800. Okay. And now we've got 8 months of data in here. So we just do something like that. 800 times 8. That's what we spent so far on this expense. So 6,400. So we're spending $800 a patient to get them in the door. I need to fix this.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's too much, right? So our ceiling per source is 250. Okay.
Okay.
Now overall it's 55. So you can see, well, we could drive that down if we were getting our 8 per month here, right? We need to average 6 more, so we need 48 more here. Watch what happens. If we had our 48, we're down to 65. If we had our 4 a month here, right? We need 3 more times 8. That'd be 24. If we were hitting our average, look where we hit. It just magically happens. Okay. So we're not paying anything for this. This might be $1 or something. I don't know what cards cost, referral cards, but I would have a team meeting on asking for referrals because they're not doing well with this. Okay. I would then say, all right, who's your marketing company? Who's your SEO? And let's say
you recommend 2 companies.
Yeah. There's 2 companies we recommend. And one is Pain-Free Dental Marketing. And Alex has the other one. I gotta get the other name for you. And they'll do an evaluation, and then we let them go decide. We let the client decide what that is. Okay. And what I would recommend you do is do a demo with each of those companies so you can talk about it well enough. All right. Now, this one right here, before I make a recommendation here for them to switch, what I tell them is, let's say they say, oh, I have ABC SEO company. Okay, great. How often do you meet with them? And they'll go, what do you mean? I say, well, you're sending them $800 a month. How often are you meet with them to say, hey, I'm giving you $800 a month. Where are my patients? And they go, oh, I've never met with them since we built the website. Okay, action item. You're going to meet with them every single month and say, I'm sending you $800 a month. Where are my patients? And then we'll go look at their website, and I'll point some things out to them that I see as well. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah. I don't want any in this. I don't want any in this column.
Insurance website.
Yeah, they're trying to get away from insurance dependents, right?
Right.
Yeah, they're trying to get away from. So now you get to shine in your meeting for asking for referrals. When you have your team meeting with them, or if you're just teaching the doctors, here's what you're going to do. 4 steps. Identify your 80-20, show appreciation, ask for their help, educate them, and ask for the referral. And it's in the videos, right? It's in the training videos. So you can teach them how to ask for referrals based on the meeting that we've had before. And by the way, if you ever get to the, I don't even use my own PowerPoint for coaching meeting. I only use the PowerPoint when I do seminars. Okay. But if you ever got to the place where you're wanting to show a PowerPoint presentation, all of those videos that have PowerPoints, we're turning into all-star PowerPoints. So Tom is working on those right now. So there'll be an all-star version of those at some point.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. So you can share your Zoom screen and do that. I like not having the share screen going, and I like seeing them. I like talking to the teams. I know the information well enough to be able to just speak from my points. I have my notes down here if I need to look at them, from watching the videos and understanding, okay, here's the 4 points I want. Here's a handout that I emailed them beforehand. They all have it in front of them. If you want to do that, you have the freedom to do that part. I like watching them take notes on a blank piece of paper. And then just making them role play it. It's like creating SOPs, right? They have to create their own. So I think when you use the tracker properly, you're going to create 2 or 3 action items every single time you meet. Every single time you meet with the doctors, they're either going to go have the team meeting, you're going to teach them, or you're going to go say, all right, we have our agenda for our team meeting, and the doctor knows what it is, and you go have that team meeting with them. Is that making sense? Okay. Is that how you do it? Is that similar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have, I think about 16 systems that I usually do a bit of the analysis. My clients are like, I mean, not near, but I have them in Georgia, Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
here close. So I usually fly out. I like to have a feeling for the office. I don't like, I mean, it's my personal preference. And
Mm-hmm.
just because I like to feel the vibe, because you can get a lot once you're in the
Oh yeah,
industry.
absolutely. If they're willing to pay the
Um,
money to have you on site, then let's do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and then from there I know what they're like. Of course, the numbers will tell a lot, but like you already know who does what, what
Yeah.
happens. You can overhear conversation.
Yeah.
It's just it gives me it's a plus.
Let me show you something. Okay. This is me and you. Okay.
Mhm.
If you're going to go work for a day in an office, now I'm just being selfish now, by the way, this has no benefit to the client. Okay.
Mhm.
This is just you and I talking and the
Mhm.
coaches that are watching this. Right. So when we bill out, we want you making 2,500 a day.
Mhm.
Now, if you had 8 calls a day, I don't know, let's reverse it. Let's say you're doing 200, you're at the 200 level, right? And
Mhm.
you have 8 calls a day, 8 clients a day. Okay, you're at 1,600 a day. So when you're on site, you're going to get paid more. I don't know what Alex's number is on this. Maybe it's 2,000. I'm not sure, but something like that. I can't remember what it is. Okay,
Mhm.
I think it's like 250 an hour is what it works out to be. Something like this. Okay, here's my thoughts, and it all depends on where you are in your life. Do I want to do travel for 3 days? Right, because one day I'm flying. This just turned into 24 hours. 24 hours for me, working hours, by the way.
Mhm.
That's how much I'm making per hour when I go to an onsite at that range. If I go to an onsite
Mhm.
at 2,500, this is how much I'm making.
Right.
Look how much I have to charge to justify
To-
my 3 days of travel, right?
Right.
You see
Yeah.
where that's going.
Mhm.
So from a personal perspective, I like to take the, and by the way, now what you can do is do it virtual. If they want to do a 6-hour training with you, right? And they want to pay the, I don't know, we'll call it 2,000 to you, right? Okay, you're doing well that day because you don't have to leave your house. You don't lose Thursday and Saturday, let's say.
Mhm.
Now, if they're willing to pay the amount to have you in every day of the week, and you're going to fly on a Sunday night, and you're going to work all week with them, and then you're going to fly home the next Saturday, and your life is able to do that, and they're willing to pay for uh, 8 times 5, 40 hours, right? And they're going to
Mhm.
pay they're going to pay you, they're going to pay more to All Star, of course, but you're going to get that. Now you're back in business.
Right.
But it doesn't make sense to lose the Thursday before, the Saturday after, whatever it is, when you know you're going to fill your schedule from a coaching standpoint.
Right.
So
My thing
that's,
is,
yeah.
cause like you said, it depends on where you are in life, right? I'm open to knowing new
Yes.
places, so I
If you're
go,
willing to do that, then it's
right,
awesome. That's a perfect part of our team.
and then I don't do any work. I mean, work.
Yeah.
I watch, right? I watch. I see what's going on. I'll be there for 3 hours, and then I'm
Yep.
done for the day. Then I
Yep.
can explore the city.
There you
That's what
go.
I've been doing.
Okay. Yeah, let me
Just
go to, so when we do it, it's a full day. You're there beginning to end. So like I'm going to Mike Cohen's practice and in Toronto in January. So I'll
mhm.
fly on Wednesday. And we're just going to do 2 days of speaking. I'm not even going to watch them at all. I asked him, do you want a day of observation or do you want to speak? He goes, I have you here. I need everything you can give us. So I said, okay. So I'm doing 2 days of training with them. So he's paying All Star. All Star gives me my portion of that, and I'm going. He covers all the travel expenses, but I fly Wednesday, fly home Saturday. So I'm losing Wednesday financially, and I'm losing Saturday with my family. I'm not going to do that every week. I'll do that once in a while. And for speaking, I'm okay doing that because it's a much higher rate. But when I'm going to
Where in
one
Canada
office,
is that office?
that's in Toronto. Yeah, they're in Toronto. Mike Cohen. I got to go in January when it's going to be cold. So let me look at this. I think these are the numbers for on-sites. Let's see. Where is it? I got to get with Alex on that. I don't even think, because we haven't been doing many on-sites, so we need to break that down for the coaches and make sure we know what the rate is. I'll put that in my to-do.
I know it's just, what is it, September? If anything, if it is possible, I'd love to go and watch you on this.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Training.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll just remind me on our next meeting. I don't have my plane ticket yet, but I can give you the dates. It is, I need to put this down real quick. Work to do, Alex. I got to put here coaches rates for on-sites. We're meeting in October before our mastermind. So I'm going to be in Toronto January 12th and 13th. So I'll be flying the 11th, and I'll try to fly out on the 13th, but I doubt I will. I'll probably fly out the 14th, I think, when I looked at it. So.
All righty. I have it down. We'll see if I can make it work.
Awesome. That'd be fun.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Okay. So, done. Okay. Questions for me about coaching certification?
Let me ask you, so the certification is pretty much just finishing up the trainings, and you're looking
next month.
And then I'm passing the test, right?
Yep.
Okay. Which that consists of me presenting you with going through a tracker with you.
Yeah, I want you to be able to take a tracker that I send you. I'll send you one like September 30th, and you can look at it. And then I want you to get on Zoom with me. It'll be your Zoom or my Zoom, doesn't matter. You'll share your screen and you'll go through it. Tell me what you see.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay. And what you expect from me is what you have taught me today and the press time. Okay, cool. What else did you say? If I had questions, because now you made me wonder.
Yeah, and then I want you prepared. I know you could do great call. I know you could do scheduling. I know you can do financial arrangements. But I want you watching those videos to get deeper into the case acceptance small points. They become full meetings for us, and they become very impactful for case acceptance. So, like I said, no approval addiction. Emotional exam, overhear psychology, asking questions, case presentation formula, all of it, transfer of care, all the things that we teach. I want you to know those. And what you're going to do with all-star knowledge and your own systems knowledge is buy you time to be able to then start teaching those in 4 months or whatever it is. Because you and I are going to meet every month like this. We're going to meet every month. We're going to talk about your clients. We're going to talk about how you're growing. How many do you want? What opportunities do you want to have? All of that every month.
Are we ever going to meet all of us together?
Yes. Second Thursday of every month, just like we always did. It's on Alex's Zoom. You're welcome to join us. And the next one will be October 13th.
Second Thursday of every month. The 13th is the next one. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm making
at 2 o'clock?
At 2 o'clock Eastern. Second Thursday every month, 2 o'clock Eastern.
All right. As long as I'm done with this project that I have, I will be able to.
Yep. We meet as a team there, whoever is available to join, and we're just talking about coaching vision with Alex and Heather. I think it's good for Alex and Heather to get to know the coaches. I know they know you well, but I think they want to see your confidence level. They want to see, I'm ready for clients. Yeah, I can handle this. Heather's selling the coaching right now. Heather and Alex.
I'm sorry.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Yeah. So let's make sure that every month you're meeting. Oh, I'm going to stop.